What's going on, Charles Botensten? So this is going to be a quick video, and I know I say that on every video, but this is going to be a quick video about how to get over a loss. And it's not like a loss of a parent, which you could, talk about or whatever, but this is something that happens in your life and you build up to something that you're proud of. Say a book or a piece of art or your team, or you put up a social media post or something. I don't know, you put out a video and you think it's going to be great, or you put out a product, or you give in a project to your boss or someone at work or even at school, and they come back and they say, no, this isn't that good. Or it happens all the time in the big leagues, in baseball. They go through a slump, is what they call it. They go through a slump where they start throwing a bunch of. Look at Tom Brady. Tom Brady, I think he threw like 4 interceptions in his first game, or 3 interceptions. Or talk about the top quarterbacks, and look at their first game or their first season. They were not that good. So my story comes from, I produced videos it was December of 2016. And I produced a bunch of videos, and they got a lot of downvotes, and they got a lot of comments, and I have one video that has like 120,000 views on it, and it's about drinking a gallon a day, and this thing, and people were, they were saying a bunch of things, which, some of them were pretty funny, like my accent, or I have a big head, which I do, and, he doesn't know what he's talking about, or cursing, saying some derogatory things, and, some of them were just unnecessary. But how do you get over that? Number one is, you can either complain, you can either bitch, you can either feel bad about yourself, play the victim. And I'm not saying not to feel bad, but do you sit there and you wallow in it for a day? You go through a breakup, you get a bad test score, you don't make the sports team? It's something like a little bit bigger. So I went through literally the entire month of December, bad video content. And it wasn't hitting with anyone at any time. A lot of downvotes. And I thought about it, and it's one of those things that I'm passionate about this. I put it out there. I'm a little bit vulnerable sometimes. I don't know if clients are going to see this, and who cares if they do. So you have to get better. You have to get better. If the content is not resonating, if you're striking out and you're in baseball, if you're throwing interceptions in football as a quarterback, you have to get better. If your speech, if people are falling asleep, or if you're getting booed and you're Louis C.K. and you're a comedian, you have to get better. That's the thing. Bill Burr, all these top comedians, Jerry Seinfeld. Listen to the story of the first time he took the stage. He was so nervous. He just said words, not even funny. He just said words, and then left, and that was it. And he said, I'm never going to do this again. And then the next day he woke up and he said, you know what? I'm going to write a joke a day. And he wrote a joke a day, and he got better. He said, you know what? Use it as leverage. Use it as leverage. When you get broken up and your heart is crushed, say, you know what? I'm going to be a better person. And that happened with me, is that people said, Charles, why are you leaving a stable job and in 2009, why are you leaving that? That's stupid. I said, you know what? I'm going to make something of myself. I didn't know what it was. And then I got my license in real estate. And then I was at a small firm. Got recruited I said, you know what? This small firm is not doing anything. Went to a big firm. People are like, why are you going to a big firm? You're just going to be a number. You're not going to do well. They're not going to care. You're not going to get any training. I went there. I crushed it. Then I said, you know what? I'm going to start my own company. They said, are you serious? You're starting your own company. That's expensive. Your clients are going to come with you. They're not going to trust you. Do you know what you're doing? I didn't know everything. I didn't know how the website and the branding and the colors and the office space and the overhead and the licensing through the state and the LLC and the legal and everything like that. I didn't know everything. I had small little companies, small little brands when I was younger, but I knew I didn't like listening to someone else. So use the fuel. Use something that someone says to you. Michael Jordan later didn't make his high school basketball team. He said, I'm going to prove them wrong. And that was me. I'm going to prove them wrong. I'm going to prove all those doubters, all those haters. I'm going to prove them wrong. You need something that in a downturn, you say, you know what? Fuck them. I'm going to do it myself. I'm going to do this myself. And you know what? The worst things that happen to you, the worst relationships, the bankruptcies, the divorce, they actually have a stat that says people that go through a stroke early in life, in their 40s or 50s, live 7 years longer than people that have never gone through a stroke. Because the people that went through a stroke when they're 40s and 50s, they went through a minor stroke and they changed their lifestyle and then they lived longer. So when they went through a downturn in their life, in their health, they rose like a phoenix and they got better. So number one is get better. And number two is, what is your alternative? Like, what is your alternative? What do you go through a bankruptcy? I don't understand. Do you just give up? Do you just give up? You go through a divorce. And listen, I'm not saying not to wallow. You go through a bad, like, I went through a bad December in videos. Am I just going to give up? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Be a little bitch, as Grant Cardone says? No. You go out and you prove them wrong. You become the best person you can, and you prove that you yourself deserve what you want, and you deserve better. So go out there, just crush it. Seriously, just crush it. Just let everyone get out of your way, all right? So have an awesome day. How do you get over a downturn? Number one is have the loss very short, the wallowing in your feelings very short. Tony Robbins says something really bad happens, and he does $5 billion in sales through his 12 companies. Something really bad happens. There's probably something catastrophic in $5 billion in a year. 30 seconds, that's all he gives himself. 30 seconds to feel like shit, to get pissed off, and then he's done. And he feels good. We have to get to that point, and then move on and learn. All right, have an awesome day. Hope this video helped. Let me know in the comments below. Subscribe to the videos. Talk to you soon.